Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Those Two Girls, a virtual episode because we're busy girls. We're those two busy
We are
girls.
those two busy girls. Yes.
Even though we live close to each other, life is crazy, and especially during the week. But we had to get on because there's so much hot celeb shit and reality TV stuff that's gone down this week, and I'm so excited to just break
the
it all down.
gossip doesn't stop, no matter how busy we are.
No,
the gossip does not slow down for us. So
No,
we need to kind of speed it up on our end. So
exactly,
here we go.
Exactly.
What do you got?
What should we start with? Okay.
Listen, okay.
I know you got some juice over there.
I need you to tell me why Teresa Giudice and her husband, Louie Ruelas, obviously the newer husband, we're not talking about Juicy Joe.
No, not Juicy Joe.
Are out here owing the IRS $3 million.
Girl.
Like,
Why
I'm
didn't
sorry,
she get a
but
prenup?
not even that. Like, okay, first of all, I feel like this is deja vu from like a decade ago. And did we already, or did we not already see her in her like orange jumpsuit era?
Yeah.
Like, you would think that, like, you know what I mean? Like, you would learn and like, you wouldn't mess with that kind of fraud.
Right.
But here we are again.
We are again.
There's more to the story. Obviously, the prenup, as you said, which is insane that she didn't get one, especially when everyone around her was making comments about it every time she would see Andy Cohen.
Everyone.
Like, you saw those, like, Watch What Happens Live and even, like, the Bravo Con or whatever. And every time she's like, no. And you know what pissed me off, too? I'm going to, like, sorry, Gia, but, like, honestly... And, you know, apparently she said she dropped out of law school, which when I listened to this little clip, she was studying for the LSATs, which means she didn't get into law school yet. Just to clarify, okay?
Yes.
But I just felt like it was very challenging when she told Andy Cohen in that time when she's like, why? Like the prenup, like, you know? And he's like, well, and she's like, oh, I feel like my mom's so high up, like she would never want to like take advantage or whatever. Like as if like that's what they're talking about. Like, homegirl, we're protecting your mom.
Protecting your mom, especially after what she's been through. Like, you were there when your mom went to prison. You were there when your father went to prison. She's been there, done that. So you should be even more protective of her now more than ever.
100%.
Like,
and then she even brings up that she was upset to learn that her dad, so Juicy Joe,
Juicy Joe,
made Teresa sign a prenup. And I'm like, why would you be upset? Like, and either way, it's like kind of villainizing on her father, considering she wasn't even born yet. You know what I mean? Like, it's like
that. Yes, that. I mean, was he like loaded? Was he rich? And Teresa,
honestly, I don't know the backstory at that time. I know they were never like in the slums, but
no, yeah.
I just feel like. I mean, I understand the whole idea of a prenup can be a little insulting, but after what she's gone through and in the position that she's in of her celebrity, it's very intelligent to just get a fucking prenup. Like, exactly. You know, and she even says like, oh, he has more than I do. Okay, cool.
It doesn't matter.
So
but
let's protect his aspects as well. Or like, you know, like his assets as well, if we're going to go that route. Like,
exactly. And okay, he has more than you do. You are still Teresa Giudice and you're not going anywhere. You're like a big deal on Bravo. You're a big deal in the reality TV world. You're going to keep getting brand deals. You're going to keep making more money. You're going to keep getting maybe some spin-off shows. So you need to protect all of that moving forward. I don't know. To me, it's just kind of a common sense thing. Like, hey, I went to prison. I don't want to go back there again. Like, orange is not my color.
Never again. Yeah, no.
Orange is not my color. I don't want to go back there. And she, of all people...
Actually, it might be her color, by the way. I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't look bad on her, but maybe she likes orange. I don't know. But I've said this before about Teresa. She's not all there in that sense. Do you know what I mean? And I think she's just like this hopeless romantic, and she wants this fairy tale ending, and that's fine. You deserve that. But be smart about it and don't do it from jail. Like, don't end up in jail again. Just be smart. And Gia getting mad about it, like, the writing was on the wall. I mean, even Bethany Frankel came out of the woodworks and made a video and was like, oh, hell no, Teresa's not getting a prenup? What the hell is going on there?
Exactly. Okay, so here's the breakdown, though. So Teresa owes about $300,000 more or less, and Louie is responsible for $2.7 million. So together, obviously.
Sorry, that was just like way more than
Louie.
why?
Like,
Ugh,
obviously we knew, but the fact that this girl
we knew.
doesn't see it, you know what I mean? Like, we see all the red flags. Like, come
Yeah,
on. Okay, so the timing is just super sketchy because right
so sad.
before the liens dropped, Louis went and asked for a mortgage extension. So he basically took out another mortgage on their home,
Oh,
right?
yes.
So I have always heard this, and for people, sorry, you're gonna be like, oh, who doesn't know what that is? Okay, I didn't like completely know what that is. When people are like, oh, I'm gonna take a mortgage out on my house, it's
Mm-hmm.
literally the same loaners that
Mm-hmm.
you pay for your house.
Right.
You're basically using your house as collateral.
Exactly.
That
Exactly.
is insanity. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
this was done way before this whole tax lien thing. That screams, I am guilty. Let's try and get out of this anyway.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay,
it's
wait,
just
but
like,
let's not forget on the show. Don't you remember in the preview when Jersey was still airing and it was like this season still to come on The Real Housewives of New Jersey, and one of the clips was Teresa fighting with Louis about financial shit, and she didn't
oh,
want that out there, remember? And then they ended up cutting that out and it didn't even make it to the show. So this has been looming over them for a minute now.
I can't. Um, it honestly, it has been looming over them for a minute, and we have, I think, dove into his past relationships, which are very
Mm-hmm.
toxic as well. So red flags all over, like we said.
Yeah.
But also, so after this whole thing's announced, Monday comes around, and Teresa, just like completely tone deaf, of course, as always, posts
Oh
like a
God.
Monday motivation
Wait, what was it? I didn't see it.
post, like in full glam, when it's like literally, let's see a W-2. No, but
Oh,
honestly, it's
no.
like, that's what we want to see right now, girl.
Yeah.
Girl, get it together. We don't want to, and as much as like, there's been so many times when I'm like questioning myself for even liking Teresa, I really do. Like, there's such a deep side of me that knows her as a passionate person and knows that she has so much love to a toxic level. And that's exactly what she feels towards Louis. I feel like she's under his spell completely. We
Yeah.
Oh, by the
We
way,
know
all
this.
of this is alleged.
Oh yes, alleged.
Because I
This
was
is
also
the
going to
alleged
bring up the
podcast.
fact that, like,
That
yeah,
is
so
for
like you
sure.
said,
Alleged.
Bethany also said, it's like you get, okay, wait, I actually have a quote here. It's like, not another marriage with legal and financial drama. And honestly, she's not wrong. It's like, why did you not learn from the first one,
I don't know. I don't know. But this is a dumb mistake. I feel bad that she's going through this again, but part of me doesn't, because it's like everyone saw the red flags. Everyone saw the signs, and she should have gotten out of it. And that's unfortunate that she's in this position again, and she's gonna have to deal with it again. Unfortunately, it
Exactly.
sucks.
No,
So
it's terrible. But we'll see. Hopefully the show
we'll
covers a
see.
lot of it. We'll see.
I know, I know. Wait, also speaking on the show, you had mentioned that they announced that it was going to be Dolores, Teresa, and Melissa who will be
Allegedly,
returning?
yes.
Allegedly. Which is,
Yes.
I understand it's like kind of the three OGs-ish in a
In a
sense.
sense.
In a sense, but that's interesting because the whole reason they were going to start a new cast is because Teresa and Melissa didn't get along, but now they're like two of the three of the only ones that are on the show. Doesn't make much sense to me.
What I also heard on the side, like, alleged, is that they kind of want to make this season focused on Dolores and Melissa so that then Teresa can have her own spinoff,
Yeah, I did hear that too, that Teresa was going to get a spinoff.
potentially. So we'll see. Either way, wish you the best, Therese. Hope you
Wish you
don't
the
get back in that orange jumpsuit, even though you
Oh,
look
God.
great in orange. I don't know. Tropical colors are just her. I don't know. It's like,
Oh, gosh.
looks good.
Craziness.
Okay, so what do you have for
Okay.
me?
Okay, so I also want to talk about Sydney Sweeney at Glen Powell's sister rehearsal dinner, wedding, and just overall wedding weekend. I feel like
Dude,
they
so
would make
juicy.
so juicy, and they would make such a hot couple. I went on like a whole rabbit hole of them, and because I remember when the movie Anyone But You came out,
right, and everyone was freaking out,
the press and just everything, and I'm like, wait, their chemistry was like, I knew it back then, but then I went today again and just rewatched everything, and it was palpable, it was steamy. And
I was just gonna use the word palpable. That's so
stop.
funny. Yeah, no, their chemistry was literally palpable. Like, remember that one video where he like swirled her around with like this little dance move?
Yes.
I was like,
it's so hot. So
did they just impregnate her?
Literally, that's what it seemed like. But so Sydney Sweeney and her fiance Jonathan Davino started dating in 2018, but apparently they called off their engagement, or they put their wedding on hold. And right after they put their wedding on hold, she's seen at Glen Powell's sister's wedding weekend, so at the rehearsal dinner, and she was at the wedding. And so I did a little research on them because I'm like, who the hell is this Jonathan Davino guy? First of all, Davino, I don't even know if I'm saying his name right.
I always wonder that. Like, who is
Yeah, because he's
fiance?
very low key. He is a businessman, and they met through mutual contacts through the entertainment industry. And he actually owns, or his family owns, the like pizza chain Pomodoro. Do they have that in Florida? Because I mean,
it sounds very familiar, but I've never been to one, at least.
Yeah.
Pomodoro.
Pomodoro. So they got engaged in 2022. And then in 2025 is when these breakup rumors started popping up because Sydney Sweeney was pictured without her engagement ring on.
Right.
So people were like, oh, okay, what's going on? Additionally, the internet sleuths did what the internet sleuths do best, and they realized that she had actually deleted pictures of him from her carousels on her Instagram. So they were like, yeah.
And wasn't it their engagement picture specifically?
Yes, their engagement picture. So the people were
out of
like,
all things.
Okay, right. So then few weeks later, she's with Glen Powell at his sister's wedding weekend, and they've said before that they're just friends. They have such a strong connection as friends, but like anyone with eyes can see that there's something more going on there.
His ex-girlfriend, remember, he was also in a relationship and she broke up with him. Like, she ended the relationship.
Yeah, and I was just going to get into that.
Go ahead.
Yes. And I was just going to get into that. They've said that they are just friends. There's no romantic involvement. But like I said, anyone with eyes could literally tell that they have some chemistry there. So then in 2023, Anyone But You came out. But while they were filming Anyone But You, that's also when all of the video that we were talking about where she's like straddling him and she goes back like this and her boobs are all like out and in his face. That's when that started coming out. That's when all of these interviews and these pictures of them on set start coming out. So people are speculating like, okay, is Sydney Sweeney cheating on her fiance and is Glen Powell cheating on his girlfriend, Gigi Paris? So Gigi ends up visiting the set of Anyone But You while they're filming. And so she stays there for a little bit. And when she leaves, she immediately unfollows Sydney Sweeney and she posts like a cryptic Instagram post. And it's like a picture of her and she's like, never better, with like wave emojis, like goodbye.
You're kidding.
Okay. Yes.
That is like so obvious, but I love it because honestly, like if that was my husband, boyfriend, whatever it was, fiance, like that, you're crossing the line, and I get it. It's a lot of PR, but you have to like really respect your significant other's feelings.
Yeah, and I'm
at
sorry,
all times, and it's like you
don't have
to push it to the limit.
Yeah,
that movie didn't even do that great.
No, and the optics of it didn't look good. I understand the pictures of them being in love while they're on set, but that video of him straddling her, and then don't you remember while they were over there too, she's like BFF with his family and like going to like the zoo with his family.
Very outside of work, and that to me is unprofessional. It's the same thing in a normal relationship. If you are all of a sudden taking the secretary to lunch or dinner or whatever, and you have a girl, it's like, what are you doing?
No, it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. For sure. And actually, it's funny because Sydney Sweeney, so Anyone But You comes out in 2023, and then in 2024, Sydney Sweeney does SNL. And she addresses this on SNL. She kind of says, like, the craziest rumor I've ever heard about me is that I cheated on my fiance with my co-star Glen Powell back in, like, 2022, 2023, while we were filming Anyone But You. And she goes, and that's, basically saying it's such a horrible rumor because, and I didn't know this, she said that her and her fiance produced the movie together, and he was on set every
You're
single
kidding me.
day. Yes,
What?
I had
Wait, is
no
that for
idea.
sure? Well, I mean, if she said it, obviously it's for
She
real.
said it on SNL. She said it on SNL. So she's like making light of it,
But
of the
see,
joke.
that's why they stayed together. And the
Yes.
girlfriend didn't stay with Glenn
Yes.
Powell, you
Yes.
know?
Right. But then I found some interviews, and Glenn said, because they're asking them about their chemistry, they're like, obviously you guys have a lot of chemistry and it's very obvious. And he said that Sydney Sweeney is very easy to pretend fall in love with. Ideas of love are swirling through your head, so it's harder to differentiate.
Okay. Yeah, well, anyway.
Like, what?
Yeah, he was being real careful because her man was on set, let's be real.
Yes.
But
Yes.
in reality, it doesn't matter if you're the person experiencing this chemistry or if you are a third person witness, like, or whatever, just like looking on, like an onlooker.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the chemistry.
We saw the chemistry.
People can try and force it a lot of the
Yeah.
times. Ariana and Ethan Slater. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's not there.
It wasn't
They
there.
are the type of people that you feel like are almost meant to be together. And it's like, what the
Yeah.
heck? Or like, there's something there, like whether it's like sexual tension, whatever it is.
Yes.
There's something there and it's undeniable.
It was
And
undeniable.
It was undeniable for the girlfriend. And maybe he
Yeah.
was on set and like, granted, that's why. Like, I feel like that appeased him because it's like, oh, they're just acting. This is all promo, like, blah, 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 blah,
Right.
blah.
Right.
But it's
I
going to
mean,
come to a time where, yeah, no.
it comes
the
out,
crap
and it's
is
coming
crap.
out now. And even
Yep.
the girlfriend, I forgot to mention too, that she posted after she left Australia when she visited the set. She posted on her story, "Gut feelings are guardian angels."
You're kidding me.
You know, so she like knew something was going on there.
She'd be on
And
now.
too, I found like videos. You can tell that they really did have a special bond because there is a video of Glenn and Sydney right before they were about to do like a red carpet or do some press, and she's looking at him, and like they don't know that they're being recorded. You can tell that it's like someone's phone from like behind someone, so they have no idea that they're being recorded. And she's like, "I'm nervous, I'm freaking out," and he's like, "Don't freak out, it's gonna be okay." And he's like hugging her and like consoling her. Like, I don't know, it looked like it was way more than just like a sweet, innocent little friendship. It
Whether or
didn't.
not this is real, it doesn't matter. The fact that they are coming together and going to his sister's wedding.
That's a big deal.
Also saw them on the red carpet the other day together.
Yes. Yep.
They're either in a relationship or mocking the public to get PR
Yeah.
attention.
Yep.
So whatever, let's give it to them. They look good together.
I think they look good together. I mean, there was even while they were promoting the film too, they went on Good Morning America, and I forgot, was it Hoda called them out, and she was like, "Are you guys dating? Are you guys a couple? Because your chemistry is insane."
Yeah.
Like on live national TV. Like
Wow.
it was very obvious.
So awkward.
Yeah, but then anyway, yeah. So I thought that was crazy. I think it's juicy, and honestly, I think they should be together because I don't know. I'm kind of
We'll
feeling
see
it.
how it plays out. We'll see how it plays out.
Um,
Okay, wait, because this actually made me scream. Because obviously you know Anora.
I haven't seen the movie, but yes, I know.
I
Yeah.
have also not seen the movie. I'm
Okay.
very interested. It looks great. I'm not gonna
Same.
lie. But okay, so it was produced the whole nine by Neon, which is an indie film company, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they spent $6 million to do the entire movie. However, they spent $18 million on Oscar campaign.
Whoa.
Like campaigning
really?
for
Yes.
Anora.
Yeah. Wait. Whoa.
Yeah, like, can you buy can I do this? Like, granted, do I have $18 million? No, but maybe I could do a GoFundMe. Like, give me an Oscar.
That's crazy. I mean, okay. I've known that if you want to win an Oscar, you have to campaign really hard for it. And that's basically how you win. Like, if you're not campaigning for your movies, or if you're not campaigning for a lead actress, like an Oscar for a lead actress role or supporting actress, you're not going to get it. So, like, I knew that actors did that, and I knew that a lot of money went into campaigning for these roles. But, like,
For sure.
$6 million on the movie and then $18 million campaigning
That's
is
exactly
wild.
it, though. It's like, because it's an indie film, it gives off like DIY, like do it yourself vibes. Except with a black card.
Literally.
You know, like it's just like it doesn't make sense, really. Like $6 million for an
No.
indie film. and then $18 million towards an Oscar. Like, and apparently, okay, so the promo included thongs that had like Anora's name in it, and also sex workers at the screenings, which is cool, I guess.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay. I'm just I'm trying to process it. Well,
they were like pop-up merch stores. Thongs with the movie titles on them, and even brought sex workers to early screenings because it aligned with the themes of the film. Like, it's, I don't know, not method marketing, you know? It's just like, I don't know.
No, that's kind of weird. And wouldn't you be, I mean, me as like the lead actress and other actors on the films, I would be a little annoyed, because if you're spending $6 million, does that include the budget that was paid to the actors? Is that like part of my, including my salary and everything? Okay.
It's the entire thing. But I'm sorry, I would be pissed. Maybe I'm not like money hungry, but I prefer an Oscar over like a couple million.
Yeah, but
because an Oscar is going to guarantee you a couple million if you continue to pursue your career. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's true.
But this just like goes back to like even Jay-Z, like this whole like rumor about like Jay-Z buying Beyonce's awards, X, Y, and Z. Like, it's just like everything's bought.
Of course, but we've known this.
I haven't.
Yes.
Not to this extent.
All these awards are so fake. I've known it for a while. At least with the Oscars and the Grammys and stuff, like it's been I
didn't know when it came to like the Actors Guild, and like I thought that like held so much like validity, and like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, girl, Selena Gomez has a Golden Globe for Only Murders in the Building. Like, come on, that shit is not legit, dude.
I literally thought you were gonna say Amelia Perez, and I was gonna like log out.
No, for her show. Like, come on, like, no, I'm sorry. What? Her acting is subpar. Like, I watch, it's fine, but it's like a little, like, it's not like Golden Globe worthy.
Never in the life. No.
I'm sorry. And after all this Amelia Perez
show that won it. No, yeah, the whole show won. No. I'm done. Okay. Tell me more juice.
Okay, I feel like we need to talk about Justin Bieber. He is like off the rails right now. I mean, we've been knowing that something's going on with him, and we'll do like a super deep dive on him because this stems back to like when it all started. But I mean, just these past couple of weeks, it's been kind of crazy. And I feel like it all started with this Hailey Bieber 7-part series that all of a sudden the world is finding out about. Meanwhile, I remember talking with you about this back in like 2020 or some shit when it first initially came out, and it's like, I'm confused. And I think Dumois said this as well, because she was asked about this, and I felt the same thing, and I was like, why are people just now talking about this? Like, we've known that she was a stalker, we've known that she was a crazy fan, we've known that she's been copying Selena, like, but I thought she already got the hate for this back then, and now the poor thing, I feel bad for the girl, now she's getting hate on it all over again, and now I feel like it's 10 times worse.
I agree.
And
I'm not like exactly, I'm not a Selena fan.
No, we're not Selena fans.
But I'm also not agreeing with Hailey, or I do not claim to be a Hailey fan at all. Yeah. However, she's a new mother, bro.
I feel bad for her.
If this was new rumors, I would understand. Like, if this was coming out for the first time, I understand. All right? But like, give her a freaking break. Like, you and I have spoken about this, how we have learned zero new information from the 7-part series.
Zero.
And because I don't even understand, because I felt like the rest of the world kind of found out with us.
That's what I thought.
Like a year ago.
Yeah, I thought everyone already knew this, and then when people are like, oh my God, like, what are you talking about? It's like, we've known that she was a super fan. Like, this has been a thing.
She like mimicked the video and ba.
It's just crazy that people now are just like finding out about it. So anyway, I feel like this started because I feel like Justin's been on the edge of a cliff, but I feel like now, but it's been like hidden, right? Because we've seen pictures, but now he's just like openly out there being like, I'm not okay. So,
I feel like I'm missing half of the content that he's putting out that's like really bewildering.
Yeah, because it's all happening so fast, and it's happening like every day. So it started with, so these lives, first of all, and he's like listening to a song, and there's one live that I think he's even playing one of his new songs, which horrible, by the way, like worst song I've ever heard.
Wait, I wanted to ask you that, like, because I didn't know, like, is that his new song? Because he was
what
like,
people are
oh,
saying.
is that the one that's like this gives me anxiety or whatever, but like
Something
this is
like
so
that.
good.
Yeah, that's what people
That
were
is
saying.
the worst song I've ever heard in my entire life.
Horrible. And then he's like banging his head, like
yeah,
you
he
know, into
should
the
bang
camera.
it right into a fucking wall if he thinks that
Oh.
like that's it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love you, Justin, but I'm just saying like that was really bad.
It was really bad. It was really bad. And okay, all of this to say, like, I think it started with the 7-part series, but I think Selena Gomez dropping a new album with Benny Blanco, who is Justin Bieber's ex-friend. Let's not forget he helped do Lonely in that whole album.
Not even before that, like
Even before
cold,
that.
cold water with you. That's Benny Blanco.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
it's
So
wild.
they've been friends for a minute. Her new album is very directed at the Biebs, and we all know it. It's very obvious. It's directed at him and Haley. And so I think he got set off the rails. And it started with a picture that he posted of Haley Bieber driving. And the song was Irreplaceable by Beyonce. Okay? Like, what?
Oh my God.
Out of all this, which is weird because the post before that is a picture of Haley, but it's the song All My Life by Casey and JoJo. So it's
The
like,
thing is, okay, when I first saw the irreplaceable thing, I
God.
immediately was like, oh my God, he's shading his wife. Because I had also seen, and we'll put it right here, like I'm going to add it, the one picture on his carousel that said, when you get married, ... or whatever. And I will put it, like whatever.
Yeah.
It's like a movie or whatever. But the fact that he wanted to repost that, I feel like nobody's talked about that.
No.
Because that's very telling because, by the way, his parents had him. They never got married. So the only marriage
Right.
he knows is the one he's having. So for him
Right.
to say that, it's very,
yes.
you know, it
Telling.
goes hand in hand with that whole post where he posted about like those little girls dancing or whatever. I don't remember exactly what the video was, but he was like co-parenting is failing or whatever.
Co-parenting,
I don't
yeah.
know if he specifically wrote co-parenting is failing or if that was in the original video, but the fact that he's reposting it with those
Posting
exact
it.
words,
Exactly.
he's sending a message.
He's sending a
So
message.
I saw the irreplaceable thing immediately. I'm like, oh my God, he's shading Haley. And he's like, girl, you're gone anytime soon. But then I started thinking, I'm like, I wonder if in his little mind, he thinks that he is telling Selena that she's irreplaceable. Like, you know, I can get another man in you. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute.
No, 1,000%.
That's him or
yeah,
her.
1,000%. And that's what I was just gonna say. That it's like it's funny because I think people think it's about Haley. It's about Selena. Like he's
okay,
like,
but then what about this Jezebel?
Okay, well I'm gonna get to that. So it's like I can have another
I need
you
to
in a
know
minute,
now.
and then like, okay, but then the post he posts after that is, and at first everyone's like, whoa, okay, irreplaceable Haley Bieber, like rude, weird song choice, Justin. But then when he posted the next post, which is like two birds like frolicking around together, and it's a song, it's the Perfect by Simple Plan. It's like, cause we lost it all, nothing lasts forever. I'm sorry, I can't be perfect. So then that's when I was like, oh, this is about Selena Gomez. Like, come on. Okay, then I'm going to get to the Jezebel thing, but I'm trying to go in order here because then he posts a picture of himself. I mean, he's posting multiple things, but one that really stood out to people was he posted a picture of himself in a hoodie, and the song was Hit 'Em Up by Tupac. Okay. The lyrics of this song, it's like him, and he looks pretty gangster, okay? Like, so he's in this hoodie, and he's like, looks a little angry. And the lyrics that, like, pop up, of course, like, on his post are like, fuck your bitch and the clique you claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife, okay? So
I know this song.
So I feel like it's a diss to Benny Blanco. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of like dissing Selena and Benny right now.
I truly see that. I really do.
So then he posts a picture of his wife, Haley, and it's an up-close picture. It's just like Haley's mouth and nose, and she's kind of like, and he puts the song Jezebel. Why would you post a picture of your wife with Jezebel as the song? And like, if you guys don't know, Jezebel's from the Bible, and she is the wicked queen of Israel, okay? And her actions led to divine judgment, and she literally died by getting thrown out of a window, and basically her name symbolizes wickedness and false worship.
Slootiness. Like literally when someone calls someone Jezebel in the real world, it's like, because you're a sloot.
You're a sloot, and
you
you're
are
wicked, you're a witch, you're horrible.
You are a like seducer.
Yes.
which
Yep.
if you really think about it, which we won't get into conspiracy theories, but maybe if you're lucky one day we will.
We will. We will.
No, but 100% I saw that same post and I was like, what the hell? Especially considering he's not like, because it's a great song. Sade, like, shout
I
out.
love
That
that.
is
Yeah, I
amazing.
love her. Yeah.
So good.
I love her.
However, it's like he is a biblical religious person. Like, he's not like unaware of the Bible. He's probably read every verse.
Right.
You know, whether or not that church he was attached to was good for him, either way, you know. I do believe that Justin has a good relationship with his faith. I do. So in either case, like if he's in the right mind, he wouldn't put that song with a picture of his wife, period. Like that's just like
Period.
that's like literally like me like putting you like not you, but like maybe like my husband with a picture of like a song that like was in the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary. Like I don't
Yeah.
what?
No.
Or something like something so relative that's just like weird. Like it's just like or Marilyn Manson or whatever the hell his name is. Marilyn Manson.
Yeah. Marilyn Manson. Yes. No.
No, but I just feel like if it wasn't so cryptic for so long now, then we just let it fly because it's a good song. But it's been cryptic.
No, it's so cryptic, and he's being so cryptic. And he also posted another story that it was like, I tried to play nicey nice, and it's like, what? Who are you talking to?
That whole nicey nice, and not just that, but what about the lives?
The lives have been the most wild thing I've ever experienced in my life. His eyes look like he is allegedly on something. He looks unwell. There are moments in some lives that he looks somewhat normal, but most of his lives he looks like he's on something. My thing that I'm like the most weirded out by is that Hailey Bieber is commenting like hard eyes and like my boys and like all these things on his post when he's clearly not doing well and he's going through some shit. And I'm just like more so annoyed that it's like, where are the people that love him and care about him? Like, get him off social media, get him some fucking help, stop commenting and pretending like everything is okay, because we all know it's not okay. Everyone knows. Everyone's commenting like, Justin, we love you. I hope you're good. Like, we're here for you. You're amazing. Like, to try to lift him up because he's clearly down. I don't like that she's like putting on this act like everything is fine and okay.
I feel like I see both points though, because
I don't know.
you know, like with like even with Kim Kardashian, like and being exposed to parents, not necessarily mine, maybe mine, I don't know, but like where one person had to kind of, I don't know how to say this in English, but disimular, like kind of like dissimulate. I don't know if that's like how you translate it, but like where you like, you know, to try and make your partner seem more normal, more like digestible to like the normal thinking person, you know what I mean? So I feel like that was a lot of damage control on her end to try and like revoke the whole drug accusations that are going on. But I feel like this is a mix of like, okay, yeah, he got married, obviously, like the Selena thing, but also, do you not think about, well, obviously I feel like you do because I feel like we've talked about it, but like his son being brought into this world and knowing how he was treated as a child in Hollywood. And like having a son brought into this world, knowing that that's like his flesh and blood, and he doesn't have the means to protect him, even though he has the means for everything else in the world because he has all the money in the world. But Hollywood, like, there's no way
you
to
can't protect him.
There's no way.
Protect himself, and the people who were supposed to protect him, like his mom and the adults around him, failed him and didn't protect him. And he brought. I'm sorry. When you brought a child into this world, your marriage started off weird to begin with. Like in 2 months, you were with Selena Gomez, then you're with Hailey Bieber. I just saw something on TikTok that allegedly he texted, like sources close to them say that he texted Selena, I love you, before his wedding to Hailey Bieber. So that already starts off rocky. So now you're in a marriage with Hailey Bieber. Then, like, now you have a son and you still have issues. You're in this marriage, right? That's not working. And you have these issues that you haven't figured out. And now you're supposed to like raise a person to the best of their ability or to the best of your ability to raise this baby to be the best version of himself he can be. But you're like the worst version of yourself. Yeah. He's going through it. And he's always had mental health issues. And I don't blame him. Like everyone around him did him dirty. But I do think he needs to get help. Like I do blame him for like not putting himself somewhere. And I do blame the people around him, like Haley and stuff, for like
well, I mean,
not
I don't
putting
know.
him
Like, how much
somewhere.
can you push someone? You know, like, how much can you push someone to, like, seek help? But, like, I don't want to blame anyone except Justin Bieber himself because he
Exactly.
knows what he's done in the past,
Right.
drug-wise, when he's lost himself, the whole nine. Like, he's been there. He said it's a dark time in his life. You know what I mean? Like, the whole nine.
Yeah.
You have a child now, and you're still only thinking about yourself. Like, I'm not gonna freaking sugarcoat it here. Like, you're being a selfish fucking piece of shit. And I get it. I feel like you're just so overwhelmed by the thought of, like, bringing something to this world that maybe you don't have the power to protect no matter how hard you work, no matter how much money you have. I get it. But you need to go seek help instead of taking a Band-Aid and putting it over you, like, with drugs.
For sure.
Like,
for sure.
you know, like putting let's say substances.
Alleged.
You know, using substances is a quick Band-Aid to what you're going to feel long term. And the longer you use those substances as a Band-Aid, the longer that wound has time to fester. Exactly. Once that shit's taken off, like there's no, oh my God, can you imagine?
It's like an infection. You have to amputate your
full
leg,
blown,
okay?
full blown. I don't know what the next step is, but I feel like Haley's trying to really... You know what I mean? Trying to make it look normal by doing the hard eyes and stuff. I think she's trying to level it out. She's just like Kim did with Kanye.
Yeah, like, exactly. And like you're right.
Like I've seen it. Like that's what they do.
You're right. And there's no one to blame but him. Like there's no one to. But I do feel
he's a victim. 100%.
A lot of people go through a lot of shit. But if you spend your time playing victim, you're never gonna get better. You're never gonna grow. Like it's
never
like
gonna heal.
But this happened to me and it's like, okay, shit happens to everyone. Yes, some people have it way worse than you, but nonetheless, shit happens to everyone. The only person who can take care of themselves is yourself. Like everyone is there as support, but you have to be the one to make the moves. So yeah, no, but I honestly, like I feel so bad for Haley right now, like with this 7-part thing. And then she's dealing and people don't realize this, which I feel like people need to cut this girl some fucking slack because it's like the 7-part thing comes out again. Like she was already terrorized for this. Isn't that why she went on Call Her Daddy?
Do you remember? Do you remember that viral like audio where it was like, "Leave me alone. I don't bother anyone." That came out after the whole thing 5 years ago.
7-part series.
I feel like we literally like skipped timelines and we're on the same timeline where this already happened.
Right. Exactly. So it was like the 7-part
series. And now she's a brand new mom dealing with God knows what, and she has to deal with this. I do feel bad for the girl.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I feel bad.
Like, I feel bad. I feel bad for her. Like 7-part series has to do it again. From the get-go, her marriage has been, don't you remember them always fighting? Like in the picnic and like at the park of having like a little picnic, like they were always fighting. He was always leaving her, like slamming the car door in her face. Like the girls had to deal with a lot of fucking
great moments too. I always like before I actually stopped liking Haley. I feel once I found out 8 years ago when I'm kidding, but you know when this whole thing came out and I was like, whoa. I was like, okay, maybe she's not as sweet and cutesy and innocent as I would like to believe she is. However, at the same time, I feel like before that, I always loved and admired their love and their public display of affection, especially hers towards him. Her, like I feel like he needed that. Like, he needed someone that's always, like, on him and, like, just, like, so supportive 24/7.
Yeah.
And I feel like Haley's been that.
No, I commend her because she's put her 100% her part in the marriage. He's half-assed. He's been, like, but like a 60% maybe.
No, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. He's been in it, but like more recently, like I don't even know if he's in his own body. I don't.
No.
Who is he?
No, I feel bad for him. I hope he gets.
I really do. But that's exactly it. Like they need to push him towards
some help
for sure.
But we do have to do a full deep dive on him from like the beginning because there's so much shit
and all the people he unfollowed and why.
Yeah, there's like a lot of shit we got to go through.
There's juicy stuff. Yeah,
Yes.
But that was it, I think, for right now.
I think that's it, guys. Bye.